Hey guys, I'm back finally, and it's been a while since I sent a new video, but just to say, I'm sorry. I've been very busy lately. Holidays and stuff have been coming up, school. Oh, it's been a very big jumble of things happening. A lot of events that have been corresponding in my life. So I finally made the first half of actually the not the first half, the second chapter that's been going on for my story, and it's been a very good. I hope y'all like it. Hope y'all like it. Don't mind my dogs in the background, and they very nice, very nice. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, chapter 2. Forging ties. An echoing thunder clap is heard from an emerging storm above the Fire Kingdom. As the Fire King's soul smiles, our guests have arrived. A lightning bolt strikes the ground, leaving static traces of electricity around the impact. Then, from the smoke, one figure appears. I've came to make an alliance. King Kajin, the Thunder King, it says eagerly for peace. Oh, really? Well, welcome yourself to the Fire Kingdom, Thunder King Kajin, Soul says with joy. An intense aura forms around the two kings, as if a battle was going to happen. What is the meaning of this, Soul? Are you already trying to cause an outbreak so early? Kajin says. Did you really think it would be that easy just to get peace treaty from me? Prove to me that you're worthy, Soul points out. In a moment's wake, the Thunder King disappears. We have a fast one around. Fast one, huh? Well, come on. Bring it! Soul roars. A lightning bolt hits Soul with immense force, but it was caught. Oh, was that a punch, Kajin? You need more than that, Soul says as he slams Kajin's body in the ground, shattering the surface. Don't expect me to lose so early. A lash of quick punches from the Thunder King, not budging Soul at all. Suddenly, the Thunder King jumps in the sky and screams, Take this, storming barrage! The sky opens, and an eye appears, creating a mighty beam of lightning striking the Fire King. A moment's silence dims the area, and then a sudden emergence from the smoke. So that's why they call you the ruler of the storm, Soul says. His eyes glowed furiously, putting the Thunder King in his place, in fear knowing he can't win this battle. Sudden silence. Welcome, friend Kajin. Come whenever you like to the Fire Kingdom, Soul says, walking away. Days pass. At the Thunder Kingdom, Kajin rants about how strong Soul was to his people, but an alliance was created with the Fire Kingdom. Meanwhile, a meeting was created. Sons, come here! Kajin roars. In a sudden emergence, a storm cloud arrives on the left, and to the right, a great tornado arrives as well. What's the occurrence, father? Says the Thunder Princes in unison. We need to make another alliance for the Earth Kingdom. To the far east, you have to challenge their Prince Gaia. On what I've heard from the scouts, that I sent a spy to gather information on their kingdom. We understand, Father. We will come victorious, Rai says. We won't disappoint you, Jen implies. In a second's notice, they'd both disappear into the distance. And that's chapter 2. If y'all need an explanation, if you want me to recap to the previous chapter, not previous chapter, but the homecoming. Remember, record number 4, Rulers of the Storm. The Thunder Nation was being created, but there is the reason why the Thunder King came to the Fire Kingdom is because, you know, he was intrigued at how much drive and power that the Fire King had for his kingdom by himself, and he was eager to at least get the most powerful nation on his side, so he can, you know, make an alliance. So for in case of war was to break out, he at least has someone by his side to, you know, except for losing all of his people, you know, just to at least have an ally. But in the battle, as explained, the Thunder King, he did try his hardest. And if you didn't know, if you want me to describe how the Thunder King was fighting him, the Thunder King, his quirks and his powers are, he has super speed, and he has the power to control, you know, lightning at will. He is literally this king, the ruler of the storm, as people called him. They, as Soul implies, he did hear rumors, because probably, you know, Soul did send some spies as well, because why wouldn't you send spies to make sure if the other kingdoms were, you know, dangerous or not? So, the Thunder King does arrive, but it explains that he arrived in a storm. So imagine a kingdom on the ground, and then in the sky there's a giant storm cloud, you know? And this Thunder King by himself just strikes down on the ground with immense force as an entrance. Because that's how most the Thunder King and the Thunder Princes in the next chapter will be arriving as well. But I'll get to the princes in a bit. But the Thunder King, the reason why Soul challenged the Thunder King is because Soul is a fighter. He does not like just, you know, he's not like a king where I want to know how much resources you have and how much you can help my people. He wants to know how you will handle yourself in battle, more likely. Soul is more of a competitive type of king. Even though since he is the Fire King, you know, aka the sun, he didn't have to try in this battle for the reason that Soul is the most powerful thing on this planet so far, since they're rival of the other nations. But the reason why Soul is so powerful is because, you know, even though there isn't a sun, y'all may be thinking, oh yeah, he needs the sun for his power. No, he is his own sun, literally the sun himself. He doesn't generate that heat, but later I'll start implying more of his powers. But a good sneak peek at what he could do is, the more you battle him, the harder it is to kill him, because his body heats up a lot. He doesn't get hurt by it at all, literally nothing. But the more damage he takes, the hotter it gets, and the harder it is to hurt him, because your body is gonna, for in case if you're an enemy that relies off of, you know, quick strikes, but you have a breathing capability, you know, you need to breathe to get in. You know what heat does. Heat clouds up your lungs and makes it thinner to breathe. The air starts thinning out. So Soul, he can do that. He can make you exhausted in beginning battle. The thing he did to the Thunder King to put him in his place, you know, is on his both of his eyes glow in fire, literal fire. Just start burning up. Okay, it's one of his abilities. Think of it more like if you want me to example it, it's more like a control technique. You know, it puts your power on their shoulders, and if they can't handle it, it'll make them in fear. You know, it'll put your drive on top of them. As long as he is more powerful than you, you can't beat him up. It'll put you in straight fear. It's like as long as you're scared of him or you're weaker than him, he can make you scared of him and you won't be able to fight at all. Technically, it's like a death stare. Technically, but if you want more information, on the last page of the second chapter, as the Thunder King, he goes back to his kingdom and he, rants, tells his people that the alliance was created, but, I had to fight for it. He had to tell him how strong the Fire King was by himself in the fight. He didn't need anyone to fight with him. He was just using it on his own. But the Thunder King did imply that he tried hard and he tried his best. And he implies that he in his mind, he's technically saying, I need to get more powerful for in case if this guy attacks me, I need to make sure I can handle myself. So the Thunder King, he'll just try to, get stronger. But he does call his two sons, Rai and Jin. You get it, because the Thunder God, Rajan. But Rai, if you want to know his powers, Rai is, a speedster as well. He runs really fast. At this moment, he's as fast as lightning. He can control the storm as well. But Rai, if I can explain him in a nutshell, he's all attack, all speed, no durability. He can get hurt really easily by really strong foes with strong mouth power as well. So he just makes sure he doesn't get hit. And Jin, he's more like a storm. He gets cocky when you try to punch him because he could block you with the wind itself. He controls. He's the type of son from the mother's side, because I'll introduce her in a bit, some later in the story. But literally, Jin, he can control the wind at will. He can create tornadoes, really great tornadoes, not small tornadoes like twisters. No, he can create big ones. Imagine seeing your city just get destroyed by a big giant hurricane / tornado, big, storm. He can control that at will. But he's also a speedster. Him and Rai have the same speed, so they both run on lightning. But a little sneak peek on what they can do. I'm gonna tell you they can fuse, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. They can fuse with each other. They can combine into one being. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. No, that's a sneak peek on what they can do. But if you until the next video, I'll tell you more about them and how it's gonna go. But their mission right now is to confront the Earth Prince Gaia in the Earth Kingdom. Okay. Also, you had to walk there. You had to go there to gain their alliance, because the Thunder King's expecting. Since he sent the spies there, the spies gathered information about the ritual on their alliance. And they got enough information to say anyone who is stronger than their prince is going to gain peace. And they're going to be by their side. And as you know, it's Jin and Rai run to the distance to, get the alliance. But yeah, that is, that's chapter 2. Forging Ties, and I wish I put more into the battle between the Thunder King and the Fire King, because if I had more if I had more description on, except for just ranting on how the fight is going, then I wouldn't have enough space to put in the next meeting, because it's a lot of putting into the paper. Okay, let's guess. Have a lot more to go, but the next chapter will be released. It's gonna be the challenging. The title for that is gonna be called Rumble Downtown, chapter 3. See ya.